Ah yes, my favorite British dinosaur. The Hammond collection, a much better version of the Amber collection. Look, as much as I like the Amber collection, half of it was Raptor repaint after repaint after repaint. The other half was humans, a few dinosaurs here and there, and 2 types of pterosaurs. But then, the Hammond collection was announced. I remember watching the Beyond the Gates reveal, and let's just say, nuts were busted. It's a shame that the Amber collection stopped, but at least the Hammond collection rose from its ashes, started anew, and in my opinion, does things a whole lot better, like giving other dinosaurs from the series some spotlight, such as other theropods, like this one. The painting and sculpting of the Baryonyx is great. Now I know that Mattel has made a lot of Baryonyx figures before in the past, which might I add is fantastic because we've only had 2 berries before they stepped in, but I think this figure is their zenith. The eyes are done amazingly, which also goes for the small shiny spots at the bottom. The inside of the mouth along with the teeth look okay, but I would have preferred that if they added in a little bit more detail, like adding a little bit of red in the mouth and dirtying up the teeth. And the dark navy blue along the mostly gray body looks well done, along with the white surrounding the edges, which to me kinda looks like chalk. This along with the white underbelly makes him a lot more detailed, but if I had to critique this paint job, it'd be that it looks too bright and too clean. Take for example the original Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx. While it is less detailed, the colors are a lot more darker and say, dirtier than on the Hammond collection figure. And while this isn't accurate to the original render, I would have liked it if they kept the shiny blue on top of the head. But do you want to know what the Hammond collection Baryonyx has that the mainline berries lack? Painted claws. Ah, heck yeah. This is something that we need to see more of, because the original Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx and all the other releases don't have painted claws. The same thing goes for the dew claw on the feet. Mattel, why? But that's not all, because the skin texture of the figure is sculpted in very well. The bumps from the neck to the body and all the way to the tail are very, you know, bumpy. The other textures along the body are also done very well. It's interesting, the scales are obviously sculpted on the body, but you can't exactly detect each one. It's as if the scales were printed on top of the figure. I know that may sound hard to believe, but if you feel it, I think you might know what I mean. It's also something that I've noticed with the other Mattel figures the more I handle them. So overall, the figure looks really good. Now the articulation was something that I was really looking forward to the most because it was the one thing that drew me to the line. And it's fantastic. The upper and lower jaws can open up very wide. The head can look up, but it can't look down. This is where it gets help from the neck, which is on a ball joint, but my copy seems to be wobbly. Fortunately, it doesn't hinder it in any way.
Despite that, it is bothersome.
The shoulders can rotate, move in and out, and the elbows can bend and has a little bit of a swivel. The thigh can rotate a full 360, and the knee, ankle, and feet can all bend.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, these can all swivel.
Lastly, the tail is connected to the body with a ball joint. The tail itself uses bendy wire, and while I'm not a fan of bendy wire, it's a lot better and a lot sturdier than what they use for the Amber collection. The posability of this guy is great, but I wish they had given him some kind of waist articulation, and maybe a hinge at the wrist, which is something the Amber collection has. And while that may be a disappointment, the articulation is most certainly serviceable. As for accessories, he comes with nothing because why would he? In fact, he wouldn't even need a stand either because he can stand perfectly fine on his own. Finally, let's scale him out. He's about an entire foot long and 7 inches tall. Here he is next to the Figma Sake Izuyoi, NECA SOS Goji, Amber Collection Velociraptor, and the Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx. So, do I recommend this figure? Oh, absolutely. I recommend it to anyone wanting articulated dinosaurs that are too broke for a piece of the Mesozoic figures, and to anyone who's a Jurassic Park fan. It's nice to see Jurassic Park finally get their own line of affordable articulated figures. Marvel has their Legends line, Star Wars has the Black Series line, and now I'm glad to see Jurassic Park getting theirs with the Hammond Collection line. And with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that'll be.
Oh, good. Why, that's very good. Yes, I like that.